just a quick video for YouTube and the followers on there. Thanks again for following. The herringbone set. And what will be coming with the new set, you'll basically get the herringbone board, the two helpers on either side, the template for scribing in, and now we've got the pipe finder on it. The pipe finder basically, when you square off the field, straight lay or not, where that hooks on the pipe, there's your hole for your pipe. The numbers down the side we're going to go through in a minute, but they represent the size of the plank that you're using and therefore doing the cuts when you can't fit the herringbone board in. Okay, so just going to run through a few different ones here now to basically show you. It doesn't matter what size you're working on, it works on every single one of them. Okay, and the best way to explain that I can show you is you're filling the gap, aren't you? Wherever that board goes in, it doesn't matter what that is going to be, does it? So, you know, it works on absolutely everything. So what I tend to like to do is, say if I was coming down a wall and getting the corners, if I use them on dry run only because it's better and quicker. But you do need to get all your field stuck done before you start doing the cuts. So, you know, if I want to do these ones, I'm going to just get that one there. So when I do those ones, if you push it in nice and tight, it doesn't push any of your other cuts out. So it's important to get your field done first. There are lots of other videos on Facebook, but like I said, we are going to start doing some more on YouTube because social media has gone a little bit hard work recently. So bonuses about the 9x3s. You don't have to rough them in when you're doing the cuts, the last ones, and it'll be the same down the side as well. So small things like that when you're fitting certain tiles, it's a bonus. First reaction is pulling it down into the board to make sure it's square. Template goes up against the wall. And the difference between this and how, you know, when you're balancing on tiles, you don't have to be so gentle. You can really just pull it across. Once you've done that, you know you're going to get your cuts. Okay, so now I'm just going to come onto this one here. Right, so again with the 6-inch. Now what these helpers do is if you get them on the side, you can then put that in there and you'll know it's square, okay? Again, once you've got that, it's just template against the wall, check, you know, before you do it. Then after a while, you should start really flying down. The more confident you get with it, the better you get with it. But there are a lot of videos on social media showing lots of other stuff, how it works, and that was part and parcel of the Mawboard, you know. I'll spend my time figuring this stuff out so you guys don't have to. Okay, so now it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to take that back out, so I'm going to fill the rest of this corner in. This one will be this tile here, won't it? So I'll just put that on the board. Firmly up against the wall there, push that across. These cutting mats, they're self-healing cutting mats from Amazon. Really good. Okay. And I do believe this has got a small one off of it. See, now these cuts are possible. I want to put a little spacer underneath there. I use my cutting mat usually. For this one, because I've loaded all three of them up, there's no point. The better way for me to do this one would be to get this one in quickly. Now, look, it's a demo to show that it was wrong. I'm going to put that in there calmer now and make sure I get it on there square this time. And look, that was human error, not the boards. You know, the boards always work. Okay, now, when I can get this one in here, I can then do that, but I've got much more room to put the two of them on there, so I've now got it supported. It's free to get my template up there, rather than trying to load that one on the end and having it balancing off the side. So now I can pull a really good cut across there. Okay, so moving on to this one here. Okay, first one's going to be this one. Well, I'll probably do this one first because then I can have more support in doing those cuts. This sort of thing you haven't got to really get straight away, but you will do as you start to use them, because, you know, she'll scribe them in pretty tight, which can push off the next cut. So again, look, here up against the wall really firmly, and now because it's on the board I can really pull that cut in nice. At the end of this video I will add on just a little bit of a music one, just to show you them working on other things, you know, to prove the point. Now I can start bringing in this one, but as you can see I'm getting closer to the corner here. Sooner or later she ain't gonna work. Okay, but now we're going to get into this corner, aren't we? She's not going to go, so now you've got to start doing your thinking hat on. So in this case, which is actually quite a difficult one to be honest with you, but I can get the pipe finder out. Now, next ones are going to be going that way, but as it's going into the corner to drop it on, see this is where the other Mawboards will come into handy. So, you know, ideally, for example, if you had set 2, this is where you're not going to worry with this cut, because you would get one of your lock boards and put it in there, and then you can do the same as before. You know, you can even load 2 of them up. Now, where the pipe finder comes into handy, you would then put that, use the end of the board there if I wanted to, and mark the number 7 hole. These also work with these spring-loaded centre punches. My 45 template, which will come with it. Okay, and I can just pull that across like that. Providing the wall's square, the 45 template will work with it. I'll start off the back there. Okay, but that's if you had the set too, so that's how I would have done that cut anyway. But in this case, it's actually quite a tricky one because you want to drop your tile back 3, but I've also got the opportunity here to show you something even cleverer. To get that one there, I could pull those 2 out. Okay, now this might be a tricky one to get to start off with, but because I've taken that one out, I've dropped these ones back 9 inches, which you'll see on the video. So there, I'm going to use the number 9 hole. Okay, so let's just rough that in. Number 9 hole. Slide her up to it. I'll get my first one. Second one, I'll just use the field here. As long as you're getting it square off the field, or you can use your helpers. There's that number 9. Okay, rough her in. Then you can use put it up against the wall there. Now that might be a lot to get straight away, but there are lots of videos on these. This is more of a new technique. But you know, when I took those 2 out, I dropped it back 9, so I've just got to put 2 9s back in. Then I can drop those in. Okay, so another way to show this one. So if I put that one there and slide it up to that, in theory what I've done is just dropped it down 3 and put it on there. Now if the wall is square, that will be your scribe template for a 3-inch tile, but just in case it's not, or if the wall is out, you can put your little helper on the side, pull that up and make your mark on number 3 to check if it's okay. Spin her over, do the same again there. Wherever that point touches, it's where that hole is. And then all you need to do is just put your knife and pipe finder against the wall, find that little dent, and then slide her up, cut her in. Same on the other side, double check it with finding your dent. Okay, then put it back up. So, and then just use that to scribe her in. It turns every cut into square off the field, which is, oops, not something you look for straight away as fitters, but when you get it, it does make you kick yourself. Okay, now if I wanted to get that small corner into there, all I'd have to do is pull that one out, stick an off cut in, okay, get my pipe finder here. I can use these tiles as my reference to get it square off the field. Make one little mark there, turn her over, use the same line. It's basically wherever you can get that square off the field. Okay, so now pull that in. So my wall is quite square there, so I'll just be using my, just come up a little bit. So that's the bonus of having that scribe tool, and no matter what size tile you're working on, whatever these holes are, if it's 4 inch, use a 4-inch hole, but you just got to drop it back that one, haven't you? So you put your one back in, and then, oops, you can put that one in, okay? So these are the sort of things that you can get. Even that little small one there, if I was to look at that cut, I would pull this one out, put that one in like that, use the end of the tile there to keep it square, or the lines that are on the actual board itself, or if I can get a helper in there, pull that across, put it up. Because I've dropped it back 3 inches, there's the mark, because we know that that's square, that wall. I'm just going to scribe that one in. So you can come up a little bit, there you go. And then you replace the 3. Okay, so that's the new herringbone set. So hopefully a little video on the end there is just going to show you for all orders. Just if you either contact me on the number at the end or send an email to mawboards1@gmail.com, I can then send you a link for the orders. Okay, cheers guys.